Greetings, Pilgrim. It's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and you are watching the Sense of Wonder YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. And it's Sunday, which means we are going to be visiting a house of worship. And normally we visit something very big and grandiose like a cathedral, and we've seen some from around the world in different places. Today we're going to visit a small little chapel. It's in a very old New England city, and with a very long history of fishing and whaling. This is the Seamen's Bethel, a chapel that was dedicated in 1832. It's got an interesting story here, and also a very unusual pulpit. I'll show you. So here we are. Here's a map showing you the city of New Bedford on the Atlantic Ocean in Massachusetts. And it's a beautiful old city with plenty of cobblestone roads downtown and beautiful old buildings. And at one point in the 1800s, it was the wealthiest city per capita in the whole world because of whaling and fishing. And there are still plenty of fishing boats in the harbor. And it has its history of the 1800s of being a very successful whaling city. And now the little chapel we're going to visit is on a street called Johnny Cake Hill. This is the intersection of Union and Johnny Cake Hill. And I love that name, Johnny Cake Hill. That's just too old English. I don't know. I just get a kick out of the name of the street that it's on. So let's take a look here a little bit more. Right across from it, the little chapel, is the New Bedford Whaling Museum, which is actually quite a beautiful museum. They really have done a wonderful job there. I did spend half a day inside that museum, and there's the skeleton of an actual whale. But we're going to go to the museum. The chapel. That's what we're looking at today, is the Seamen's Bethel. Like I said, it was dedicated in 1832, and there's a long history about this chapel in that, in the 1800s, fishing and whaling was very, very dangerous, and we're going to look at some cenotaphs of that. And they had the tradition that they built this chapel specifically for fishermen and whalers so they could go and pray before they went out to sea, which sometimes would be for months or longer, all over the world. The Indian Ocean, and so it was very dangerous and people would die. And Herman Melville, the author of the famous Moby Dick, actually did spend time on a whaling ship, so he knew what he was talking about in the book. He drew from his own experiences, and he did frequent this chapel. They even have his seat commemorated for him, and I'll show you a picture here. Where he would always sit in the same spot, and that's the spot he would sit in. So that's Herman Melville's pew. But it is interesting, the history of this little chapel and the dangerous work that the whalers and the fishermen, undertook. But another famous thing about this chapel is the pulpit is in the shape of the bow of a boat. And that actually wasn't that way back in the 1800s. There was a movie that came out in the 1950s, and on the Hollywood set, they built that. They built the bow of a boat as the pulpit. It's Hollywood magic. And when people visited the actual chapel here in New Bedford, they were disappointed that the pulpit wasn't the bow of a boat. So the local authorities and organization decided that they would build it inside the chapel, so that's what they did. So actually this is a little bit of Hollywood magic here. But to commemorate as a testament to how dangerous the industry on the ocean was, there are many cenotaphs inside this little chapel, and I'm going to show you a few of them. Really quite interesting how some of these people passed away. Like this gentleman here was 19 years old. He fell overboard and was lost. And there are other ones, let me take a look here. And then we're going to look at a few more cenotaphs, and then we're going to and then I'll show you some video of both floors inside this little chapel. And, cenotaphs often were for soldiers and sailors and veterans of war. But here, this one, is of an 18-year-old man who was bitten by a shark. And he was drowned. Died of yellow fever. Died of cholera in Calcutta. So, those were dangerous times. We have it really easy. This worthy man, after fasting to a whale, he drowned. So here's the bottom floor. It's very nice. They've done a really nice job taking care of this little chapel. It has historic significance. And then we'll go up to the top floor where the actual pulpit is. But think about this, Herman Melville himself would spend time in this little chapel. So it's almost 200 years old since it was dedicated. We're going to take another look at that one of the young man who died by a shark bite. (1863). So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. And if you're not, hit that button and hit the bell button so you're notified when I post new videos. I started the channel on January 1st, and I've posted a new video every day since. It's been almost 3 months now. Give me a like if you like this video. But here, let's go to the Sense of Wonder Museum, because I've got a couple more videos you might like to watch.